What's going on, everybody? It's Chris Classic dropping another video. Now, before I go in this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also to subscribe to the C3 Wrestling channel. You see all the matches from each show. Got a show June 12th, Hammond, Indiana, guys versus gals. I was gonna hold off on doing this video because I didn't want to offend or possibly offend people, but I think this is a discussion that needs to be said about fans, wrestlers, promoters. How does the relationship work? Is there a such thing as somebody going too far? Are wrestlers allowing things to happen to them or our business, or is it being overexposed? So I just want to say this. The intent is not to offend nobody, but I do think this is a discussion that needs to be said. Saying that, fans are who we do this for, and we also do it for ourselves. Me, I can only speak for myself. I also do it for the community. I try to get everybody together, family friendly and things like that. Especially even like before the pandemic hit and stuff like that. I was already out trying to do things for the community. So I'm not bragging. I just think this is something that we should be doing. This is what we as humans doing. Especially I serve God, and God says to serve others. So that's like one of my main things and main focuses that I try to do. Excuse me. So we want fans to come to our shows, pay for our shows full price, buy our merchandise, buy the food, come back, share pictures, flyers, and everything everywhere. We want that, and I appreciate everybody that has came to a show that I wrestle for or shows that I promote. These are dope. Like, that makes me so happy that my numbers are increasing. That means that I'm making a product that people want to see. We don't do a lot of gimmick stuff. We don't do a lot of crazy things. We just have pure wrestling. We try to do the psychology the correct way and everything. And I trust my wrestlers, and I appreciate them. If they see this video, I want them to know that if I don't say it enough. Going into that, let's just say this. You have fans that admire the business, know the insides and outsides of the business, because let's be clear here, everyone has a podcast or a channel or blogging sites. They have these things, Patreons. You have this to where, you know, the business isn't a secret that much no more. It's only a few things. So some fans know this and they respect that, and I like that, because it's like, okay, I'm not a wrestler, I know the lingo, I can talk like you guys, but I'm gonna sit in my seat, I'm gonna cheer for who I want, I'm gonna get autographs, I'm gonna get pictures and stuff like that. Wrestlers like that kind of thing, because wrestlers, to be honest, they're saying things to the fans and everything, you know, and they talk about finishes and stuff like that. I'm gonna go into that too, because there's some things I don't like, but we like those kind of fans. I have a lot of awesome people who like my shows, who come to my shows and stuff. Like I said, I'm grateful. I think with wrestlers, what grinds our gears with fan interaction is like when you try to tell us how we're supposed to think, or how we're supposed to work, or how we're supposed to wrestle, or things like that. You know, never went to practice, don't know nothing about what we have to do and what we have to sacrifice. Okay, business is exposed. People know about certain things like that. But I know that I do a lot of opinions on my Facebook channel, Chris Classic Williams. If you have not added me yet, you should. And sometimes people are supportive, fans or wrestlers, and sometimes people aren't. And I remember a couple years ago, before I had any of this, I said something. I believe it was something about the CM Punk situation, and I spoke about it. And then like one guy, he was like, and he wasn't a wrestler. He was like, "Oh, well, you're a wrestler. You should understand where he's coming from," and blah 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 blah. I'm like, wait a minute, you're not a wrestler, so how are you gonna try to tell me how to act? You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the disconnect and why some wrestlers don't interact with some of the fans during or even after the show. Because some of us do wrestle because it is our hobby and stuff like that. Some people get their money, get the envelope, handshake, and leave, or do ring crew or whatever like that. I think the issue is because everyone has an opinion. We cannot change that. We cannot erase that. So I think people have to get over that. Even as a wrestler, fans are going to have an opinion, regardless if they like a product or not. If you're anti WWE, anti AEW, or whatever like that, people are going to have their opinion. You're going to watch one, you're not, or you're going to watch both. I watch all of it. Excuse me. But with that being said, I think the issue, the disconnect, is when you just try to tell us what to do or whatever like that. Excuse me. That's some good tea. This is the ironic part, because you have wrestling diehard fans and then you have people that watches it on certain occasions. And low key, those two are different too. And it's to the fact where the diehard fans get on the people who don't watch it religiously every week or every day or every pay-per-view. So there's a lot of channels now that people have a slot or a category where they talk about wrestling. And they might watch it for the first time and then they criticize it. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. I haven't watched this years ago. And I see why I don't watch this years ago. And then the diehard fan to say, oh, well, you have to watch this, or you have to watch this episode to be caught up, to understand why this person wrestles like that, or why this person acts like this, or why this match is so short, or why the small guy is dominating the guy that's 3 times his size. Do you understand, like, what that disconnect, how that is? Because me as a wrestler and a promoter and a fan, you want more fans to watch it so more money could come into this organization. So when a casual fan watches it and then is bored or don't want to watch it, and then you have to explain it by saying you got to watch previous episodes, if they're already turned off by the first episode, what makes you think they're going to go to the previous episodes to see? So when a person who isn't a diehard fan has an opinion about it, oh, wrestling isn't as great, or I don't watch it anymore, sometimes the diehard fans, they get upset. Hey, you don't watch it anyway. How dare you say something? Now, this is an attack to diehard fans, because I myself is a diehard fan, But at the same time, we do want more people. Like, do you just want the money from the diehard wrestling fans, or do you want it for the people that are casually watching it? That's more money altogether. So I think that's what the disconnect. Now with the wrestler and the casual fan, it's always going to be a disconnect, because sometimes us as wrestlers, we already know how people view wrestling. So we know the diehard fans are going to come to the shows possibly or not. But with the casual, it's awkward because we kind of have a preconceived notion that they don't care for wrestling, they don't watch it, they might come to a show if somebody drag them out the house or whatever like that. So that's the disconnect. It's like the middle part. You're casual, your diehard fans, and then you also have your wrestlers / promoters and bookers. I try to work hard to get everybody to come to the show to enjoy it, because some stuff don't make sense. Yesterday at work, one of my homies, he was telling me that he loved Stone Cold and he loved The Rock. And he said basically it's way different now because people don't have charisma. And him being a casual fan, I'm not going to overlook what he said because he's right. He's correct. No shade to a lot of people, no shade. But a lot of these guys don't have a personality. Now, I don't know if it's the company's fault or if it's the wrestler's fault. And that's another issue, because fans and wrestlers and promoters alike will all argue about what's wrong with this wrestler. Why is this wrestler not working? Oh, this wrestler isn't working right because he's at the wrong company. Oh, because of the gimmick. Oh, because he's not winning. Oh, because he doesn't have a title. You see where I'm going with this? It's going to always be a never-ending argument with this. So, for him to say that, I didn't take offense to it. And I think that's another tad point is people get offended when you feel like somebody who doesn't care enough for the product bashes or just disagrees with what's going on. People have to get over that. You know, as a fan, I look at a lot of wrestling from all these companies and I look at it and I'm like, man, I don't like that. And if I'm watching it with somebody that's casual and they look at it, oh, I don't like this because of this, I'm going to sit and see why. I'm going to talk to them about why it would make sense to me to a certain degree, because I'm not trying to tell everything. But we just got to get over there. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone isn't going to like everything on every show. Some people don't like wrestling. Some people watch it because they have YouTube channels and people pay them to speak about it. So if they're going to get paid to speak about it, they're probably going to speak about it. Like, I don't want to name drop, but there's a young lady, she gets on and she watches it from time to time, and she got a big following because of how she talks about AEW and even WWE. And people got mad at her, basically, oh, what do you know about wrestling? She can cut it on and watch it just like anybody else. She can watch it all day, all night. She can watch it as much as you can. So it's like she has that amount of access like everyone else does. But that's the thing that works. That's the thing that gets her views and stuff like that. And she has another channel too, and she does great. So it's like, you wouldn't want me as a wrestler to try to tell you, the diehard fan, what you should accept, what you shouldn't accept, or your opinion doesn't matter. So you don't get a free pass to try to tell people who don't watch it as much as you do what to do and what to say or whatever like that. Like I said, I want all of us to contribute to wrestling. We want more people. You know, classic fact. I could probably book a show and have more people that I've never met in my life. They'll come more quickly than the people who know that I wrestle, family included. It's the truth. It's sad, but it's the cold hard truth. Any wrestler watching this, especially to this point, because I know I'm talking for a long time, they'll vouch for me. Your family might come 1 or 2 times and then, hey, that's it, I supported you and that's it. But when you go out with flyers and go and talk to people, especially with a family, oh man, I didn't know people do this. People don't even know about the independents like that. They just know WWE and AEW because it's on TV. That's it. Or other TV shows, you know, Impact or whatever, if you have AXS or whatever. I've done this so many times. Oh, what's going on? I've got food at a spot at Walgreens, and when I bought it, I got my flyers and everything, and then the lady was like, well, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm doing a wrestling show. As soon as I was leaving, there was a woman, she asked, she said, what wrestling show? You said something about a wrestling show? And I don't know if her nephew came or not, but that's the thing. We want casual fans. We want all the fans to come and see it. We want people who don't even know. Like, people would love to spend $10 for adults, $5 for kids at a wrestling show compared to WWE prices. I heard AEW prices are cheap too when they let people back in. So these are the things that we got to think about here. Die-hard fans, we appreciate you. Casual fans, welcome to wrestling. If you don't like it, okay, you know, maybe you'll come back. We don't have to shut everybody off about it, but I'm not going to hound you to come and watch the product. So I'm not saying that everyone has a place, but there's like certain tolerance levels that people can tolerate or they can handle. You have a lot of wrestlers, especially the old school wrestlers, they aren't big on social media because everybody has an opinion on social media, and that's what everybody wants to say it on. They might not say it to your face. There's some big guys. I won't say it to your face, but I'll say it on my phone. I'll say it on the camera. I'll say it anywhere. So that's the thing. Some people just want their space. It's like 3 different things. I respect everybody. You know, that casual fan could turn into a diehard fan and could turn into a wrestler. And then the reverse side of that, you have wrestlers that stopped wrestling, went to be a diehard fan, and then they didn't like the product and went to a casual and stopped watching it altogether. I don't want to say it's tiers. I don't want to say it's ranking, because if you're comfortable doing either one of the 3, or not watching it at all, that's fine. That means that I have to work hard to get other people to watch it. So it's like I said, like people be trying to put each other in their place about certain things, but it's not like ranking and it's not even levels. You know, like I said, I appreciate everybody. You know, and me also being a promoter and a booker, you know, I have to see it from all sides because I do want more people to come. Not only because of their money, obviously, but I also want them to make sure they enjoy the show. Feels good when people shake my hand after the show. Oh, you had a great show. I can't wait for the next one. Oh, yeah, this is going to be awesome. Oh, my family. Man, I have people bringing their families to my shows because I do a great job. And to my knowledge, I don't know if they go to other wrestling shows. That's how loyal they are. And I'm grateful for that. But I'm also trying to bring more people. I have to bring more people by going to these people who might not know about it. Oh, I haven't watched it since WWE. I haven't watched it since Stone Cold. I haven't watched it since WCW. I haven't watched it since AWA. I haven't watched it since that. You got to bring these fans in. And I love everybody. Everybody knows this. I love everybody. But let's just stop trying to compare or try to rank how people should act and react to certain situations with wrestling. I'm Chris Classic. Let's take it home.